Here, we do what others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here, we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here, we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here, we do.
At the University of South Alabama, we inspire. We illuminate. We generate ideas that propel our region forward. We transform our students into leaders who have the confidence, knowledge, and ability to change their communities for the better. Together, we make a lasting impact on the world around us. We are your University of South Alabama.
Here, we do what...
All right, everyone, welcome back to the EGFC Season 3, brought to you by Intel. We're in our last game of the evening for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and we're going to be watching DePaul University versus the University of South Alabama. DePaul very, very secured in their third place standings, but University of South Alabama has a lot to lose coming into this game. You know, depending on how this result goes, they could drop all the way down the rankings, and they really don't want to be seated against our top three teams. I'm Zohan, joined by Viking, and yeah, Viking, USA has to do well in this game.
They do, and I mean, they've been on a hot streak. They've done really, really well all season long, all split long. They've made a bunch of improvements overall. Last week, they had a really convincing game against Marist. They fell against Marquette, but kept it pretty close in the week before that, and did a pretty strong number on Villanova, coming out 1-1 on there in the last three weeks. So they've bet on the upkeep, and I think that for USA, their keys to victories oftentimes rely on how well Crane is doing. And we were talking about a little bit before broadcast with the state of USA. Crane has kind of taken that lead frag position, moving from coach into player. That's allowed Lupicio to take a very convincing sort of support frag role to that. Sometimes, they trading in lead frags oftentimes. But more importantly, that's opened up the rest of their team to be able to do a lot of damage because you know that you have to deal with those two top fraggers. And that can be pretty scary. But on the other hand, DePaul is, similar to Colorado and Marquette. There's not any individual player that's creating so much havoc that you can really center on one thing to defeat or avoid as you play through those maps. They just have a lot of really great players, and they play as an excellent unit. They've been together for quite a while, and it certainly shows. So we're going to have an opportunity to see them across two maps. We're going to see Overpass for the third series this night. So I hope all of our Overpass stands are very satisfied with that. And then we're going to see Inferno after it. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Inferno is going to be first, with Overpass coming second. It's hard to say what to expect. I think we've seen Inferno has been a pretty good equalizer for a lot of our midfield teams versus some of our top tier teams, as we've seen Marist versus Colorado go in a very unexpected direction. But you never know. It's exciting to see, again, just a different map popping up and more opportunities to see what USA really can do as we come towards the end of the season.
Yeah, indeed. Now we're going to be starting in our pistol round immediately. University of South Alabama starting on our CT side and fully going towards A, which already the mind games, Viking, not working out too well in their favor, as DePaul are going for a full push up to B. Already secured it as well, and bomb will be planted, and it's going to be a bloodbath right now. Actually, geez, is immediately DePaul knows, or excuse me, University of South Alabama knows it, and Saki starts us off, gets two, Lapizio trades it out, but is JaCrispy, everyone on this team is super low. It is all on the line for them, and they do get it to a 3v3 before immediately going down, and Lapizio on a rampage getting two if they can finish it out, and they can't. It is now all, or excuse me, they got Breezy down very low. It's all up to JaCrispy and Lapizio with a third. Can they clutch it out here? JaCrispy takes it out. What? And all of a sudden, USA with the retake wins the pistol round.
That's got to feel really good to be able to take off that opening round, especially in a retake fashion like that. Like you said, the gamble was a little off with the A stack, but certainly the right idea. So they're coming back with a very, very strong retake. Their first round on the board, they're going to have that economic advantage. But because DePaul had the bomb down, as is the meta, they're going to buy it back into that. So we see lots of Galils against a lot of MP9s on the other side. So it could go either way. I mean, we're seeing still more of the concentration towards that A site as you expect in your default. And it looks like DePaul is going to be pushing harder in that direction. So lots of mollies, lots of utility already being dressed down. And DePaul able to find the opening. They're going to rush through Arch and they're going to take down Soju, just trying to rotate through Speedway there and not going to find much resistance. And a Demigod takes out his second. That's 2 players off of USA and no one there left to put up much of a response on the B site. Xbox is going to notice. Not in time. Squad takes out Ethpoth. Crane turns around, takes out Cyclone, and a new player in for DePaul. A little bit of squad. I mean, it is 2v3. It's still winnable, but they still have quite a mountain to climb if they're going to come back into this. And DePaul is really looking to make sure that they don't let USA go to the second round.
Yeah, indeed. And JaCrispy does get Saki in the end there, so maybe there still is a chance picking up this Galil against a Scout. And another MP9. Ooh, JaCrispy popping off. We saw Lepizio doing well last time, but sadly, the headshot from Ademi going to be finishing out the round. And DePaul brings us back 1-1. And that this force by meta really favors these aggressive plays from DePaul here.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though that was a pretty expensive round, all in, they're able to come back with a bomb plant and still see a pretty respectable buy. They've got the Scout, they've got some AKs and Galils in that MAT 10, so they're going to be well equipped against a bunch of USPs with no armor. So surprisingly, this time USA still opts to go for the split defense instead of trying to stack it all in one position. They're just going to play passively and see what they can get. And it's surprisingly going to work out in their favor as Lepizio takes out a Demigod. Soju playing back from that coffins area is going to look for aggression, but isn't going to be able to find it. He does see one more player from Banana, and the second player from the DePaul side goes down to JaCrispy, but Breezy comes back, takes 3. Saki finishes out those last 2 from the USA side. And although they made that pretty expensive, relatively speaking anyways, USA can feel pretty good about where that was. But DePaul does go up to their second round, making the scoreline 2-1.
Yeah, beautiful play from a lot of these players coming into this. I want to highlight JaCrispy, Lepizio, Breezy, and of course Saki, all already over 5, or actually almost all over 5 kills. Lepizio still at 4, sadly, but doing very well. Ooh, Lepizio goes down a little bit to that Banana, up Banana, and Squaw. Ooh, Xbox of JaCrispy. I don't know if he wanted to do that there, but Crane does trade it out, picks up the AK in turn, but now it's going to be a very nice split push from the DePaul University, taking up, going for B, doing the little bit of a bamboozle as they go towards B, and sadly Soju not going to be able to get anyone in turn. And at this point, Crane is just going to save, yeah, and a third round on the board for DePaul University. And yeah, this is smart choice.
See DePaul having a little bit of fun there, but that fun could come to an end if USA is able to find just a couple of the, I don't know, the grains of magic that they occasionally will find. Given that they have just opted for the long save after losing that second round, we still haven't really seen like a 1-to-1 matchup. And to their credit, they've kept DePaul to a relatively limited economy. It's going to be a little bit different coming into this next round because they are going to come away with most of these rifles. And Crane able to take out a Demigod as he tries to take away that AK. Now the rest of the team trying to go for something, but not going to find it. A little bit of fire exchange between friends. You know, what's a couple love taps just to say I love you in CSGO.
Yeah, I mean, very loving from these players. Now it's going to finally be a gun round for the side of USA. Lepizio on this AWP. And remember, Cyclone's still on the Scout, so no body shot 1 kills for them. Oh, nice flash down Banana, allowing a little bit of damage, but Breezy was pretty onto it immediately. And I like the split push. Just, I want them to be holding top mid a little more. They've been, DePaul's been going for this bamboozle a little too much for my tastes. And if they do not hold it again, they may allow this push through CT towards Banana. It does look like it will. They're going that, yep, I know it. They're going that way again. They may be going for A this time. Does take out Crane, allowing a little bit of space going towards there. Soju may be in a position to catch them out. Crispy gets one. Xbox goes down, but a huge trade out. And Cyclone with the scout going to be getting it, making it a 3v2. And going to be planting the bomb in just a second. And now it's going to be all up to Soju and Lepizio on this AWP to bring us back. Never mind. Just make it Soju.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate find for USA to lose the op to DePaul, but Soju is going to try it for something. Unfortunately, gets caught looking the wrong way. Sagi is going to pick up that op to replace Cyclone's scout, give them the opportunity to be a little bit more effective in their killing machines, at least as it relates to scoped weapons. So DePaul goes up 4-1. USA is back onto a limited eco, and they're maybe going to try something cheeky here, but I lied to you with that prediction, and it seems like they're just going to go back to those defaults. I think just from the sort of results that we've seen right now, and certainly the discrepancy that we've seen on paper, I would like to see DePaul doing a little bit more of that creative. We do see them being significantly more aggressive here. They're almost going to get a little bit of something. They're going to get the first one from Crispy. He's going to try for that second, but not able to find it, reloading the CC, and he's going to back into Squaw. That's a tough break for the aggression in apartments. It's the right idea. I like to see them changing it up a little bit, but not a lot to show for it. But Lepizio is able to take it out. Breezy picks up the 8K. He's going to slowly back away from it, but DePaul knows where he is. They're going to try to hunt that, especially because they've got players running into the site. A Demigod cuts the round short, takes out Lepizio, and the bomb doesn't even need to go down, with the 5th round going over to DePaul.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm kind of a little confused by USA. They always seem to be like going for this, you know, two push down apartments looking at second mid. And every time they've been getting caught out. Just a little bit of a noticing thing. Maybe it will work out there. Molly going towards the roof. A little bit of a funny play there. And Crane holding apartments. Oh, and a beautiful shot onto a Demigod. Will start out this round well for the University of South Alabama. It's now going to be a 5v4 going into this. And they're just holding a default for a while. Saki holding up Banana with this AWP. And some of the other players going up mid. Now they're going to be going up for Banana against Soju and Lepizio, holding at a very nice angle. And Crane just peeks instantly and gets Squaw for their troubles. And Viking USA looking like they might get their second.
Potentially, definitely within the cards. And I think the key to that, again, as we said in this, like Crane giving him the opportunity to giving him as much space as possible. We see that already on the scoreboard reflected there, with the exception of course, Crispy doing an excellent job in these opening rounds. First teams in terms of the frags. But DePaul has a lot of space here to work with. And because you've kind of eliminated those original lines, people are moving around. They are now onto the A site. They do have Xboth sitting there waiting for something to come out of it. Crispy able to swing around, gets the first one. Breezy takes out Xboth. Saki goes for Crispy, and suddenly they have control of the site, and now USA is going to have to play a retake. And with the players they've got, should be a good fighting chance of it, but certainly DePaul in a great position relative to where they were just 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, Breezy and Saki doing incredibly well for DePaul in this game. Soju not even a kill on the board, but hopefully they can get one soon. Breezy, Lepizio goes down, but it's suddenly a 2v1, and Crane with the secondary going to be finishing us out, but it might not have enough time. Close. It's going to be so close on the wire and not enough time.
Damn.
Oh, that's tragic.
That feels bad, man.
Tragic.
That was so close. That was an excellent effort by USA after a really nice opening to that round, able to put DePaul a little bit on their back foot, see DePaul fight back as they always do, and come literally within fractions of a second of winning that. It's a heartbreaking moment when you're thinking about, the rounds on the board, but as you're thinking about South Alabama trying to do their best against the juggernaut that is DePaul, known for taking maps off of Colorado of all teams. That is a good place to be as you're trying to make sure that you stay focused and stay in this game for the duration.
Yeah, indeed. And now we're going to be seeing a mostly deco round from USA trying to do something. And I like the mind games of where they're going. They're looking a majority at B, which does seem to be the play, as Saki and Cyclone already walking up it. Now, I don't want you to be turning around right now, Lepizio. Nice. So Lepizio gets one, and already the rotation out from from Cyclone, gonna be maybe telling the rest of USA that it is going to be A, and I think they might be hearing the utility right now. They are setting up for this, and 2 AKs with this USA team may be able to take it back into it all. It's all going to be how DePaul takes the retake there. A lot of utility going out, but a nice shot onto Cyclone. Traded out for it by JaCrispy, but it is a bloodbath right now. Squaw so low in USA with the deco round going to be taking us to 2-6.
That was an excellent place for Soju to get his first kill of the map, just hugely impactful. And that was definitely one of those rounds, blink and it's over. And USA being able to take their second round is really just building on the momentum that we were talking about in the last round, right? They made it really close. They showed that they could stick with it. And if not for just fractions of a second, we would be looking at a 3-5 here. Breezy looking to take out Crane already. That's going to be a big hit to the USA firepower, but it is going to give them keep everything a little bit slower, although we see them on the DePaul side starting to move up more towards that B site. USA playing towards that fast retake with someone playing from spawn, so it really comes down to Lepizio being able to hold this angle with the AK as Squaw and the rest of the crew starts to look towards that B execution. You're going to see this utility comes out, and now it's going to trigger the response from USA moving into it. Oof, those opening kills going in favor of DePaul, and that's going to trigger a retake position for Soju, who's not really able to do much as he's smoked off from both positions.
Indeed, now we're going to be going, into this retake 3v5 situation. A Demigod with that AWP, remember. So they are going to be holding very well. A couple silenced weapons, and Cyclone almost taken out by Xbox through the smoke. And I think no opening kills, and the smoke down, looking that way down ruins. And it's going to be the save, and DePaul will be taking our ninth round. But and Cyclone even able to get the AWP in time. Doesn't want it. Never mind. I wanted a double.
They've already got one on
CT side.
Yeah, why not play with aggressive ops? We see a little bit of kills traded at the end there as Xbox takes out Breezy, and they try to defend that A site. It's not the round that South Alabama was hoping for, but they lost Crane into that top position that took the op, and obviously a big opening of a road into the sites, but it doesn't matter because we are going to see an op come out again, this time for Lepizio and Banana. So they're going to put 3 players towards that B site. They're going to go for the quick pick. Lepizio does hit Breezy, but isn't able to actually complete the kill. So that means DePaul is down a little bit of HP, but they still maintain those players, and boy, are those players dangerous.
Yeah, those players are dangerous. Breezy, the only one taking damage currently. It's going to be 2 up Banana, but hopefully I'm looking at Lepizio and Soju to hold in a very nice position. Lepizio holding with his AWP and gets the headshot. Oh, beautiful, taking out a Demigod. That is their upper gone. And now Breezy coming back, maybe to pick up this AWP, maybe to try to avenge their teammates. Breezy, remember, you are on 16 HP. Okay, does pick up the AWP. Does only you want a 1 HP in a dream, and does retreat, gets the bomb, and this looks like it will be. Oh, they're going up Bananas? Okay, no, they're just going for the peak for half a second. I was a bit confused there, but it is going to be the A rotation, and I'm liking USA's position in this round, Viking.
Yeah, they've stayed home. They've been patient. That's something that I think they do really well as a team. And because they've obviously kept everybody alive, they should be pretty well positioned to take on the aggression that's about to happen. They put down the molly that's going to hold up the ball just a little bit, but Saki, looking for those common spam spots, is going to find Crane through the smoke, so that cubby position is gone. Now Artis is open, and Cyclone just runs on, takes on Crispy. There's just one player left in pit as we see the rotation come in from USA. Is it going to be enough? No, Squawk finds them and just takes out, and this is just all going wrong for USA.
Yeah, that was a bit brutal from the retake. Lepizio making, I think, the correct decision, saving this AWP, and yeah, just great utility usage, great taking of the site, and just all of the kills going in the favor of DePaul. I mean, looking at this right now, two players are one body shot away from going down, and Cyclone a nice little spray from going down. So sadly, USA not able to take this around. And now, ooh, nice little shot from Lepizio, at least to bring it back bring it back a little bit. And now, yeah, 8-2 on the board for DePaul University, and this is looking like a very, very good T side from DePaul, who obviously very strong team, and they're going to be going into their CT round happy, no matter what. Honestly, even if USA wins this next 5 rounds.
Certainly winning the half is going to be a big confidence boost going into that. But USA, I think, has found some moments, right? I mean, like, it's not like these are complete blowouts, although Lepizio taking all that damage is pretty dangerous. Although he is able to sack, he somehow gets away from that, going back to the warm embrace of his teammates, keeping his life, which means with that AWP, you only need a couple pixels and 1 HP to really make a difference there. So they're going to keep that on. The two players on the USA side have, communicated to the players on the A site that there is some presence at top of Banana, but they're all staying home, which is an excellent choice given they don't really know what's going on. But they are continuing to chip away at the DePaul team's HP. And we see them starting to line up for that banana take, but all 3 of the players on the A site have yet to move. So they're not ready to make that rotation, which could be, I mean, it is going to be to their detriment no matter what, unless DePaul decides better of it. But it looks like they're really aiming for that execution, although they just keep sneaking around. It's hard to, what is DePaul doing? Who knows?
Looking like they're maybe throwing utility in a location to maybe, keep them on their toes, maybe force a rotation away from B, as we have a couple players in a spot where if they're on site and they just walk over, maybe they'll get one. And but I think the rest of USA knows it's going to be B, and the execution is going to be happening immediately. And already Lepizio in a great spot, and the rest of the team will be rotating out there. And a nice position. Oh, but Crane was a little too slow, and Squaw will take the first blow on site. Lepizio is trying to shoot through the ruins there, not going to get anyone for it. This retake is going to be fast, and it's going to be immediate if they are able to take it. They want to take it now. Remember, they have it. They're down 2-8, and it's working very well to go down for the DePaul University. Breezy and Squaw, but Squaw with the 3K already, with a 4K. No. Maybe with the ace. Oh, the ace might be happening with the secondary. Squad, don't do that. Squad, why are you doing this? Squad brought out the secondary, and maybe this could be close. Ruins, sadly, it's not going to be enough time, and Xboth is going to run away. Not even picking up the AWP. It goes down 2.
Goes to it. That was a heroic effort. I can't believe that Squad had those lines up the way that they did. Unfortunately for USA, just the double peek is always the way to go, right? You want that support, you want that refrag immediately if you can. The problem is to get into that position without any cover or flashes is also going to put you in a position for that kind of lineup and spray down. And Squad just happened to be right place, right time, not able to close that out. And Xboth making a heroic effort to try to bring another round back for the team of USA. But DePaul up 9-2 right now is just going to try to keep chipping away at that and making that next half as short as possible.
Yeah, indeed. And Crispy finally holding up near long. Gonna be getting one for a demigod. They're not gonna be going for the reversal, and someone's dropped from the game. A bit of technical issues potentially coming into this round, but luckily a demigod going down already, so it's a 4v4 situation. And they're looking like they want to go A, but maybe not liking this, because they are playing very slow, and we know how DePaul likes to go for their bamboozles. Ooh, Crispy getting, oh, nice shot onto Squaw. This is a very nice situation for USA, but Xboth goes down, so suddenly it's 3v3. And oh, Cyclone going so low, but doesn't. The kill has not been confirmed just yet. And already this retake looking very nice if they are able to push through the smoke. Cyclone. Oh, Crispy gets shot through the smoke with the AWP. No! This is not looking good for them. I want this retake to go well, but Cyclone with the immediate headshot. That looked fake for half a second. Breezy killing the chickens, cursing this game for them. And it's going to be the save for Lepizio, as I believe we may be needing to go into a pause while we wait for a player to come back.
Yes, looks like Sergio on the side of USA is out. We see Bot Tyler in there. That's my boy hanging out. We're gonna see that technical pause as we get that figured out. Right now, the heartbreaking element of this right now is that we have these USA players that are obviously giving it all that they can against a really, really good team, and they're doing almost everything right. They're just running into these kind of bad luck moments, and unfortunately, the places where they're getting attacked are those weak points. Either it's, they only have Crane at top mid or at arches, which is leaving that open. And if Crane goes down, there's a lot of pressure on the A site to try to defend, where that's been kind of difficult to accomplish. Or the B side is they're playing passively, which I think is the right move there, because there's only so much you can do. And if you give up those kills too early, that's a long rotation from A to make that happen. So it's, I think, a little bit more utility is going to make a difference there. And obviously, like, that's always the answer, right? If you can take down nade damage and you can do as much of that before you even see someone on your screen, that's going to be an excellent thing to bring. But otherwise, it's really just, hoping that some of these things that have so far gone DePaul's way comes back the other way around. That being said, we've got 3 rounds left in this half once we get Soju back in the server. And then after that, it's really up to USA to figure out, if they're going to have a steep hill or a mountain to climb. And it's hard to tell at this point where that's going to look, although certainly it favors DePaul and the performance that they've had so far.
Yeah, indeed. And you kind of going off of what you just said earlier, it seems that the set plays that DePaul are bringing out really kind of confuse USA. I mean, I think it was like the 4th round when they were taking B and Lepizio got just kind of moved out of position, and it was just easy headshots for DePaul, who were able to take site. And it was, they smoked off going to ruins, and you can't really do anything about that there. So it seems USA is maybe not comfortable with how well these set pieces from DePaul are coming out, especially on B, but it happens a little bit on A as well. And I think, okay, Soju is back. I believe it was Soju who dropped, but now we're going into this game again. And yeah, I'm really appreciative of how USA is playing this. I like that they are not giving up hope, that they are giving it their all as we're going into this AWP and MP9s as the play of choice for this team. Crane trying to hold up top mid. I like this area that they hold. I wish they would hold here more. DePaul likes going through CT a little too much, and now I like this area. I like how this hold is going. And is Soju not showing up on the minimap as a number anymore? I'm so confused. Or Lepizio isn't?
I notice that? Don't know. They're just hanging out as a null factor. I don't know. Blame it on the overlay. So whatever, it happens. With that being said, Soju holding on to this, I think that they've realized that they can kind of shore up how they want to play this position a little bit closer. They know that DePaul is moving up in this direction, although the bomb still is all the way back into the spawn right now. So Squaw able to find just a couple pixels, and that's enough to take out Xboth and Crane. To Crispy able to answer in kind, but that's just one player, and it's no longer for this world. Although Soju able to answer for that and take out Breezy, but Stacky knows where it is. Oh, these are just, it's really heartbreaking to have USA just have to throw, bodies at it and just not being able to come out with deficit, without the deficit. So DePaul is going to make this an 11th round, although 2-1. Lupicio does want to try something, but it's going to be on the wrong side anyway. Wrong side anyways.
It can be on the wrong site, but
I think, right?
maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I couldn't read the mini map for a second.
I don't think people understand how annoying it is to like be watching like a shared screen, because the pixelation can get so rough that we're watching at something and we're like, I have to like stare at the screen, and half the time like the parsec overlays covers B or covers a site half the time. I can never see what's going on that screen. Fun little fact for people behind the scenes.
Sure.
Yeah, now going into this 14th round, USA down 9 rounds, but still a little bit of hope left. Soju having to go to the Deagle, but M4A1Ss and of course Lepizio on that killer AWP. Nice, a little bit of utility, trying to smoke out apartments, because and that, I like that play. I think that seems to be a later call. USA noticing, or DePaul noticing USA really likes aggressive apartment plays. This time, however, most are in banana, and Lepizio goes down immediately. And they're going towards A. Cyclone takes out a couple, but Xbox with 3. Beautiful. Oh, this is exactly what they needed. Oh, they almost lost to Demigod, but is too fast, and with the 4K brings us back into, they bring it back a little bit into this game, 3-11 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and what a round for Xbox to show up with. That was a beautiful hold on that, across that, with a little bit of assist from his teammates, and giving them the third round comes with, I think at this particular record, 3-11, every round that USA can get is just a huge boost of confidence and to hope for coming back in the next half. They've got a long way to go for sure, but if they can get this last round, that's a great way to string together some momentum and kind of set the tone for what they want to see as they take over on the T side.
Yeah, indeed. And we're going into the last round. Crane starts us off beautifully. No AWP anymore for either side. Cyclone, of course, having to even stay on the Deagle. Oh, almost getting the perfect shot off onto Breezy, going down to 3 health. And remember, AKs are deadly, and so that is definitely not something you want to get there.
Yeah, but with the bomb down in lane, this is kind of a weird position to be in.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Have that lost so deep in enemy territory without some more frags to show for it. But so far, USA has held everything. Crane takes out Squaw. Saki wins the duel against Lepizio, but otherwise, USA is in a great position. And JaCrispy ups Breezy. So now there's just 2 players left from the DePaul side with a bomb down. That is an excellent position for USA to be in. A little bit of a tough end to the half, potentially, for DePaul.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how many jokes we make about JaCrispy's name, and Xbox finishing us out there. Sadly, JaCrispy can't deep fry the rest of DePaul University as we finish the half. And I like this. I like how they ended it there. Obviously, not the way they would have wanted most of their CT side to go. It is 11-4 in favor of the University of South Alabama. But now, DePaul, excuse me. I always forget that the overlay doesn't switch automatically. I was just reading off of it. And yeah, DePaul is in favor of DePaul, and now going into a T side for USA. Maybe they're going to be playing aggressive. Maybe they're not, as it does look like they're playing a bit default, but looking like they want to be pushing up to B.
It's worth noting that no one on the DePaul side has opted for anything different than the armor. So that means that if USA can get onto the site, get the bomb down with a couple of kills, as long as they don't immediately go down to those USPs, they are going to have a much easier time holding onto the site because there's no kits. So that means a lot of potential. A Demigod just clicking around wildly, but takes a bunch of damage and goes down to 11 health. That's all 5 players left on the side of USA, and all they have to do is just avoid giving any easy picks over to the side of DePaul. But as I say that, both Squaw, Saki, and a Demigod each all get 1 kill apiece. Demigod doubles up and gets the second, goes for the third, and this is going to be an easy first round for DePaul on the CT side.
Going back a little bit in time, about 15 rounds ago, we saw DePaul start beautifully on their. Yeah, we saw DePaul start beautifully on their CT side and then proceed to lose quite a bit of rounds. So maybe, excuse me, USA again. I'm so confused. The overlay keeps switching multiple times. USA has, you know, had a beautiful CT side retake on their pistol round, and maybe history will repeat itself.
Yeah,
maybe
same energy.
DePaul.
There we go. That's good thinking.
Same energy, you know, just beautiful bit of play. Once again, like I really like how both sides are, you know, in. It's a common Molly spot, but I like the consistency. You know, taking
Sure.
It is a you would be surprised at the amount of teams who just don't do it after the second game or like the second round, and they just don't do it anymore. Ooh, Chris coming up with this MP9. Oh, gets Lapizio sadly, and all of a sudden the player advantage that University of South Alabama had goes away. But a lot of these players are very low in a demigod with this M4A1S at 17 health.
Very vulnerable position for either team. Just kind of depends on who finds who first. But Crane able to pick up the M4, which could give them the advantage that they need to come out somewhere. We're going to see the smoke off over to Arches as they're going to try for that execute onto the A site. It's going to leave just one player from DePaul up in that balcony apps position, trying to do whatever they can to hold off the hordes. They're going to be a little bit more on the apps side now. You see that through that 3-1. Oh, somebody's going to look up at balcony, please. Oh no, that unfortunately is just the worst outcome possible for USA as they make that execution on the site. Chris just rushing through to get that backstab. Very well executed on the side of DePaul. USA is still trying to find their first round of the half, but doing not they're never out of it, I think, is the main takeaway from this, right? Even in those close or in those buy rounds, those rifle rounds, they've managed to put up a pretty good fight. So it's certainly becoming more and more dire as the rounds progress and DePaul gets closer and closer to the map point, but they're still in a position where USA could find some of those momentum swings. And if nothing else, you know, if they're not expecting to, you know, be able to bring it all the way back to 16, the more rounds that USA can get here, the better off they're going to be as they face their second map. Because as we play that best of two, remember that the rounds count a lot as part of the determinant of who ultimately wins the series. So if USA can get a bunch of rounds here, then come back and win map 2, that could be a series win for them.
Demigod, we see that. We see what you try to go there. But it doesn't work out in the end. Demigod does go down. I don't really think they mind so much with the economy that they have. Able to buy that AWP very well as we're going into our 19th round. DePaul, remember, has to only win 2 more rounds to win this map and take us to overpass. Let's see how they're going to be setting up this time. It does look like it is a bit of a default, more aggressive down banana, however, and Demigod wanting to peek there. Not going to get anything for it. It takes a little bit of damage as well, and in a position, gets Lapizio, but traded out by Jacrispy. Equal opportunities for both of these sides, and of forcing the rotation out of Breezy towards that B bomb side, as the rest of the team has slowed down, maybe looking for a bit of a flank, trying to catch something out from DePaul, who are staying nice and secure, mostly on A, as USA going to be going for hopefully a site take on to B, waiting for this utilities. It's coming. It is coming, Viking. Here it is, and let's see how it works out well for them. We saw how well DePaul was doing on their previous ones. Okay, couple utilities in, telling the rest of the team, forcing the rotation out. Jacrispy goes down immediately. Okay, finally traded out for it by Chris, however. But Breezy already doing so much work, and it's a 2v2 situation. 2 M4A1Ss. Ooh, nice shot through the smoke. Xboth going so low immediately. Bomb has been planted, however, and Saki has ruin secured with Squaw. But Squad decides to go back a little bit, and oh, Crane looking the wrong way. And tragedy has occurred as Xboth gets Squaw. Oh, and has to reload. Okay, but Saki does not realize this. Throws a bit of utility down. Nice little bit of flash, and maybe finally a little bit of life on at the CT side, and beautifully done by Xboth, taking us a little bit closer.
There you go.
A little bit. A little
Yeah,
bit.
once again, it's Xboth finding, just that moment of brilliance, as you put it, and able to bring USA into their 5th round, which is super important. It's always going to matter. And again, we're even thinking about what's going to happen the next round and trying to build any momentum possible, give them that confidence that they need to continue the match against DePaul and find some success there. Super, super important. So we're going to see a little bit of them speeding up towards that top of Banana. They get control of that, but DePaul is playing back really, really conservatively and really making sure that they're not giving USA any openings, especially knowing that Crane's got that op that he picked up from the last round. Smoke's coming in, giving them an opportunity to look towards that B site. You're going to have both of those B players boost on a flower pot and then go back to the church and coffins area. I noticed last time they didn't smoke that off, which was a potential problem point for them. But Chris, playing from deep inside coffins, is going to be there as they open it up. They don't check flower pots, and a demigod able to take out Crispy, but they do get Chris, and they do know where the rest of those people are coming from the church and coffins area. Soju trying to get that bomb so they can plant it, but they're still a little hesitant because they know that there's a lot of people crashing down onto the site. We see all of the DePaul team running in from the CT side. Breezy taking out Lupizio as an opening kill. They're kind of hampered by the smoke to start, but they're just gearing up for it. Xboth able to find Squat, Soju on a Saki. There's just 2 players left from DePaul, just 2 between USA and another victory, but boy, are they making it difficult. And that is an excellent, excellent post plant from the USA team to get their 6th round on the board. And DePaul, still pretty close to winning, but USA is making it as difficult as possible. And I really like seeing that resilience from them.
Yeah, no, agreed. Very, very nice round. They're not giving up any bit of space to DePaul, who, a couple rounds ago looked very, very nice, who all of a sudden have to go for a basically standard pistol eco with Deagle on Squaw and Saki. The demigod holding up ready. Oh, just push it, Crispy. Just push it. Just do it, please.
It's a battle of attrition already. Oh no.
Oh, gets to Crispy low, but doesn't finish the job. And I think now this should tell the rest of the team that they're not running it. Excuse me, never mind. Squaw has just brought us level annihilate. Squaw is on a rampage right now, Viking.
Yeah, I mean, frag leader on the team doing a lot of damage and a lot of impact. We're seeing the same thing from Breezy at 19. The beauty of what that moment could have created is that left just 1 player on the B site for DePaul. But now Saki's figured out that that hesitancy might have meant something for B. But USA in the counter, Bamboozle is coming back, and they're going for that arch position. So the unfortunate side of that is they're going to run into the only AK if they continue on to site. The good news is there's only 1 A player, and they're going to find him quickly. A Squaw able to take out the first, but Crane answers with the op kill on a Squaw. That means that they have to rotate 2 of the DePaul players all the way over from B. So they're going to get that plant down successfully and move into this post-plant positioning. But with both players competing from the site, the good news is there's only pistols on DePaul right now. The bad news is there are rifles between them and the site. So they're going to pick that up, and this is going to be a much, I was going to say, potentially a harder hold for USA, but it seems like DePaul is opting for the purpose of just holding on to it. Crane's going to take out Saki just for good measure, but they're taking that AK all the way back to church. So this is going to be another round on the board for USA, and 7-14 is a respectable scoreline at this point, again, especially against a team like DePaul.
Yeah, no, agreed. Especially, and I like the save coming from DePaul, wanting to save that AK, especially when, Saki pretty low on money. So I like that. I like that save. Nice call, especially for the economy from DePaul. And now USA doing very well, maybe even able to take a couple more rounds. And just remember, even if they lose this map, if they get it close, if they get it as close as they possibly can, that can help them not necessarily secure 4th, but stave off any takers of the 4th place spot in our overall rankings as we head into playoffs very soon. USA deciding to go up banana again, throwing a bit of utility, not going to be pushing it just yet, wanting to maybe bait out a little bit of positioning, bait out a little bit. Crane holding in a Well, near basically at T spawn, waiting for someone to look up top mid. But DePaul playing very secure, playing very structured, slow Counter Strike. As it looks like they are finally ready to take B against two players of DePaul and the Demigod and Chris. Oh, Crane, look the other way. Look. Oh, beautiful. As the retake is happening. Yeah, indeed. It's all up to this. Take Chris out. Just smoke beautifully.
I don't think they realize that he's in that smoke. Oh, and he's going to find that first kill on Soju. They've realized where it is. JaCrispy and Xbox goes find their 1 kills, but Chris comes back, takes out JaCrispy. Now we've got DePaul players coming from both angles and 3 players on the side of USA trying their best to make sure that they hold on to this potential 8th round. Breezy pushing up from Coffins now is going to find the spam over to the new box to take out Lopicio. That's going to be a big loss. And Xbox, likewise, just Crane left with the op. They don't seem to know where he is. Oh. That is a heartbreaking missed off shot from Crane. Very uncharacteristic then, but a lot of pressure on the line there. It's just gonna open that up. But oh man, just a few, like 1 extra second makes the difference there, and it's just another heartbreaking moment. We saw that on the first round, and USA losing in a similar fashion. So DePaul now looking at game point, USA up to 7 rounds, which is pretty good, but obviously not where they want to go. So they're going to have to give it their all this time around to get as many rounds as they can before the end of this first map.
Yeah, indeed. And as we're going into this, MP9's on the board, a Galil and an AK for USA. They have almost nothing left, trying to just be aggressive towards A. They just want to take out the site, hopefully and defend. And ooh, beautiful headshot taking out Squaw and also allowing a gun pickup if they're able to grab it. And trades out here and there. Of course, 2 players for USA have gone down, but bomb will be planted, and now it's a 3v3. And I like MP9's a little more for defending, but Breezy just going in, getting 2 headshots, and oh, I don't like this for Lopicio. Lopicio on 7 HP against 2, and auto director wanting to look at a dead body, but sadly DePaul going to be finishing out this game, winning it 16-7 on Inferno as we head into overpass.
Valiant effort by USA. They're up against DePaul, able to pick up 7 rounds to the 16 needed to win. That's going to give them a little bit of a cushion. Again, we're thinking in the most optimistic terms possible, talking about scenarios for USA. If they come back into overpass and they win this and they keep DePaul to less than 7 rounds, that means they're going to win the series, and nothing is impossible. We again saw USA come up against DePaul and have some really close rounds, and when you start to pick up that momentum, who knows? The world is full of possibilities. So we are going to come back and see overpass in just a couple minutes, so don't go anywhere.
right, everyone. Welcome back to the EGFC Season 3. We're in our last game of Counter-Strike for the week, and it's between DePaul and the University of South Alabama, who, DePaul, very strong team, taking our first map. USA holding a little bit of life left, Viking, as we're about to go into Overpass.
Yeah, USA, again, as I mentioned before we got into the first map, a team that's been on the rise, doing an excellent job in the second part of their season, coming into the spring split. So really appreciate the efforts that they're bringing into it. And you can say the same for all of our midfield teams who have been doing everything possible to fight for this position, to stay away from the position of having to deal with one of those top three teams as we get into nationals. We're about to see Overpass for the third time tonight. So needless to say, there are a lot of, we'll say, mixes on the same thing. One of the things that was pointed out to us earlier is Colorado really likes to have their opening T side strat B go through connector, run up those stairs, and all the way into A site. DePaul likes to do the same thing. So we're going to see if that comes true or if Dan owes me $50. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what USA has to open with this. We're going to see if the little bit, the sparks of what we saw of success on the USA side can burst into some flames and, light themselves on fire, the other team on fire. Something's going to be on fire. I don't know. But USA starting off on the T side, not favoring that middle connector position, instead favoring that rush for B. Breezy able not to connect and find one, but sure, as soon as he gets flashed, he takes out X-Boss, and all of these T's are flooding into the B site, running directly into the crosshairs of DePaul. And just like that, DePaul finds all 5 kills without dropping a single member of their team, feeling very, very clean and very, very confident after that first round. And so now USA, starting off 1 round down, is going to have to find their way back into this, just like they did in their first map this evening.
Yeah, not going down. I just want to highlight they're all running M4A1Ss and going hunting as well. A Demigod and Squaw already taking aggressive positions, as it does look like they're going to be going through tunnels this time, though. Maybe trying to go away, but gonna nice a little bit of a scouting information from a Demigod. But it's a firing range, and Squaw and a Demigod just. It was over before it started. That was brutal.
It was, but hey, what do you expect when you run in with Glocks and no armor? It's, you hope for the best of what you can get out of that. But it is going to put USA in a position where coming into round 3, they are going to buy. You see a couple of Galils on the board just as a result of some of those financial constraints. But this is an opportunity for them to come up and hope for the best. But like you said, DePaul had invested fully in those M4A1Ss. Not like a super common strategy that you see there, but they certainly feel the confidence in Soju finding the first player rotating out of water coming from that B site. It's going to force DePaul to rethink that and turtle up a little bit on that site. Rather than try to risk losing another player through that aggression. So Xboth and the rest of the crew looking that way, but Saki feeling a little cheeky, looks for that early peek. It takes out Crane. So we're back to this this equal strength position for both of these teams. DePaul choosing to now play a little bit more from sight, with the exception of Squad, who's playing up in that long bathrooms area. But USA has gathered up into the short bathrooms area and going for it. But Breezy and Saki taking that out. Xboth returns to Breezy, and now the action is stayed over towards that A site. But USA seems a little bit split, and a big part of that is the fact that the bomb is all the way back towards the top of connector.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there with what they wanted to do, and also everyone went down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you run into those types of situations. But, it makes sense to leave it there. You go for the rotation and hope for something. Unfortunately for USA, the picks didn't go in their favor, and Squad just with that double spray down. This game has really been all about Squad lately. It's doing an excellent job creating huge impact plays, and currently 6-0 on his team is a pretty big deal. Yeah,
and going to the A-opping role. That's a new way of saying it. Yeah, getting that AWP 6-0 right now, just absolutely dominating, as it's looking like USA going to be mostly going for B this time. was gonna say no one's gonna be in position, but they did end up, for DePaul, excuse me, they did end up getting ready, however. And a nice hold there, and oh, Breezy with the flanking too, and a demigod. Oh, this is just brutal again, and the flanks just catching out everyone, and a very quick 4-0 as yeah, this is definitely not how the last game went.
It's a real danger zone. I mean, I think the beauty of this map is the rotations and the opportunities to get very creative with how you want to move as the round progresses. DePaul, similar to some of our other top teams, gets into this position where if they feel enough confidence, they're going to play really, really aggressively, and they're not going to give you the opportunity to earn that space, and they're going to make you fight for every inch across the board. Unfortunately, that means that USA is going to continue to get strangled out there. You find Soju already all the way back at Playground, as Breezy ran all the way, or excuse me, the Demigod ran all the way up to get that pick. So that's already starting off USA at a slight disadvantage, but they're going to try whatever they can, and they're going to pick. They're going to see that leg. Crane gets squashed, so at least they've taken out the big guns so far on the side of DePaul, which is a bright spot, but they still have four very capable players from the side of DePaul between them and their first round.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm liking this position though. Still for DePaul, they've set up very nicely. Not a lot of utility flashes, a molly and a smoke for everyone. And coming into this, USA still playing very cautiously, playing almost a little scared. They definitely want this round to go well. This is the best spot they've been in all game, as we're looking how this fight at Monster is going to be, and it's not. Ooh, Crane gets one, but after Lepizio goes down, and is it going to be the bloodbath we've been seeing? And oh, Breezy, Chris gets one, but Breezy trades it out immediately as Crane is the only one left and can't get the shot off, and all just once again finishing this round.
It felt a lot closer that time around, for sure. I mean, USA, I think, is learning as they go, and that's helpful. The fact is they need to do that as quickly as possible because, of course, as the round differential grows, it becomes more and more difficult for them to come back into it. Right now, 5 rounds is certainly something that they can overcome, but as you start to get into that 8-9 round difference, we saw it, obviously, as the result on the first map. That's just really difficult to contend with. So USA in this position, not as much a buy, but they are able to punish a little bit of the over-aggression by a demigod there. That means that they're going to open up B just a little bit, but you can see the DePaul players on the A side already starting to make that rotation, and they still have to get through Chris, who is an incredibly efficient opper when he gets the opportunity to do so. And now 2 ops looking down on the B site could be a real headache for USA if that's where they decide to commit to. But as they both kind of sit around that middle area, water, and then top of the connector stairs, no one's committed to anything yet. They're still trying to feel it out. They're excited that they got that first kill, but there's still 4 players that they got to find and a bomb to plant and see if they can find some success in this round.
Yeah, 3 ops, by the way. I mean, just to highlight again, DePaul playing a lot of ops, a little bit silly coming into our 6th round in the game. Remember, DePaul up 5-0 and won the last match on Inferno. And yeah, USA playing very cautiously, posturing towards A, but ooh, Breezy able to catch out Lepizio, maybe getting a second as well. A nice trigger discipline, getting, not trigger discipline, fire discipline, but oh, Snacky getting Crane immediately. Xwath so low, and it's all up to that. Him and Jacrispy trying to do as much as they can. It is against the 3-opping team. Now this is a retake. I don't think we usually see Viking.
Well, I mean, all of these players certainly can play really aggressively, and unfortunately, Xboth falls to Saki immediately, which means that this is a huge chore for Jacrispy to even try, and unfortunately, Saki, with confidence on the op, finds him immediately coming out of that bathroom's position and ends that quickly. But that was the first bomb plant that we've seen in a while. So again, we're finding all these little positives from USA as they continue The trick is they got to be able to put all those together to find their first round win on this map. Certainly not out of the question, and certainly the way that they've been going, that should happen pretty soon. And they're still, with the loss bonus, able to buy here. So they got to find where they can be a little bit more aggressive, where they can get a little bit more momentum moving out. If they're going to try right now on the B side, they do quite a bit of damage to Chris, but not able to close out the kill there. So there's a bunch of players on the site with a lot of smokes down, and that's going to give Squall the opportunity to find 2 kills. Finally going down to Crispy, who's found his second. Breezy sneaking up through construction. The USA team's not expecting him, but now they know that there's 2 players there, and he's just pushing in. They're seeing the spray, but Breezy gets the refrag and the second, and Crane goes down to finish out the roster of USA. And what started out as a really promising, aggressive round from USA, unfortunately ends in disappointment as Saki and Breezy are able to act as a safety net and keep DePaul up to get their 7th round of this map.
Yeah, beautiful CT round so far by DePaul, almost securing the majority amount of rounds in this half already, and we're already, I mean, they can do it this round as well. nice molly, almost hitting these players, but looking like it's going to be more aggressive towards A this time, with the rest of DePaul playing so aggressively, you know, near short, closing in on mid. And it's the long push is going to bamboozle some of these players out, but Squawk gets to Crispy to start us out. Doesn't get the second, and oh, Breezy going so low. Breezy is finally gone, but now they know where the rest of this team is. To Crispy holding it very well, and Xbox going through the smoke. Crane gets hit, doesn't get taken out, but the flank from these players, and Xbox gets 2, suddenly makes this almost an equal game, and it's against the 2 AWPs from DePaul, as we have Xbox going through connectors, gonna be planting on to B. Wow.
He's got the opportunity. He's got to get in and get out as fast as possible, but DePaul already, of course, knowing where they're going to come through. Saki keeping his sights trained on that. Oh, the flick. A quick end to Xboth's otherwise heroic effort to try to keep his team in this. He did get the bomb down. They're going to see that that cash bonus, but cash doesn't mean anything if you don't have friends to share it with. And unfortunately, all of those ended up crossing over to the other side this particular round. So DePaul, like you said, goes up on 8-0, takes the majority of this half already. They certainly have more rounds to go. You've got another 8 before they can win. USA is still struggling to find their first win, but that's got to be their first kind of baby step goal, right? You got to break everything down into manageable pieces, keep moving, and getting that first round is key right now.
Yeah, indeed. And now a little bit of a push play, but Breezy with this aggressive push up to mid, gonna be getting Crispy for their troubles. How's it gonna go? And Lapizio trades it out, gets Breezy. The doors. Ooh, I'm looking at those doors. It is a 4v4. TV God. Maybe we're having a little bit of fun with SMG there.
I never mess around with LMGs. Those guns are dangerous and annoying.
Very dangerous and annoying, but you know, it's always interesting to see when they're having fun, when they're having a good time in this game. Gual playing so aggressively up long. Elpizio gets a second on the board. This is the first, I think this is the first time they've had a player advantage this entire game. They're gonna be smoking underhanded there, trying to take B very well. And with the set piece coming out from a couple of these utilities, maybe a nice spot for them to take their first round. Oh, but sacking Chris gets 2, even one through the smoke, and a headshot, beautiful headshot. Bomb has been planted, but is all on the line here. They know where Xbox is as well. And oh, that was beautiful. Getting the molly to take them out and getting the headshot through the smoke to finish it out. And oh, what looked like USA's best chance in this game once again ends in DePaul winning another round.
With the lead continuing to develop here, DePaul has officially won the series with that map differential. So the USA is really playing for this map score, and they're trying really hard to stay in the hunt for the midfield, because with Sienna taking up 2 maps today, It's going to put them at 17 and 11. So they're going to maintain that 4th place position over their competition, which good for them, having a good time. It's going to push Iona down a little bit. So if USA can pull just one map out of this, which is a big ask, again, it's DePaul, they will actually take over a 5th position, and that'll be a great place for them to be as they get towards the end. And again, we've only got 2 weeks of the regular season here, so there's a lot of kind of movement that needs to happen for these teams to get to the positions that they want to as they get into the playoff positions.
Yeah, indeed. And the Paul time out. Maybe just excuse me, I didn't realize a player has dropped accidentally. So we're gonna be in a timeout as well. And yeah, as you said, USA it would be very nice, not has to win a map, but it would be very nice for them. As we're going into another tactical timeout. And yeah,
get rid of Ted.
get rid of Ted, and okay, it does look better again. And round will be started.
Just in time, so it's right into it. Breezy not apparently realizing what was going on, a little late to the buy, so they're going to be a little bit late to their defensive position. But that flash is going to be effective as his teammate is already up into that playground area. Lepizio waiting for that push. Oh, he's going to punish Chris trying to push through. That's a great start to the round for USA. But Squaw on the hunt already. He doesn't even realize what's behind him. That's a good 1-for-1 trade. Breezy able to put that deficit in favor of DePaul. A bunch of kills being traded on both sides. Xboth and Soju are the last players standing for USA with Squaw, Saki, and Breezy holding up the DePaul side, and they're spread out quite a bit right now.
Yeah, so, spread out quite a bit.
It's I mean, Xboth is just looking for something, right? You want to hope that DePaul feels confident enough that they're going to go hunting and just get caught in some of those off angles. But they're not really ready to give that yet, although Breezy's moving up this connector position. He's heard the sound cues from USA's teammates there. He loses the battle to Xboth. That's a great and important opening kill for Xboth over to Breezy. First of all, equalizing it overall for both sides there. But now Saki with the op is the only one on A site, as DePaul is choosing to respect the idea that they could go either direction. But now that they see those flashes, we're going to see Squad moving over to the other side. So it's critical that USA gets this bomb down and gets that opening kill. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very hard situation for them to deal with, just considering who's still left on the board.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and Squad just absolute domination, going to be taking the 10th round for DePaul University, and that was tragic. And yeah, just to highlight how well these players on DePaul are doing, 3 players over 10 kills apiece. Not even a single player on USA even close to that, really. I mean, Xboth 4 away, but you know, less than 5 is the average at the moment. As we go into round number 11, not all on the line here. It does look like for USA, excuse me, they really want to be doing well this time. Aggressive push up mid by Squaw and Breezy, maybe hoping to catch out one, and a beautiful headshot to start us off takes out Crane. A smoke in.
He's just not having any luck.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about one of their keys to victory, right? Is, you know, give Crane the opportunity to shine and do the way that it is. But if he's getting picked every round easily, there's a lot of pressure for him to not get picked and obviously perform for the rest of his team. But Jacrispy and Lepizio able to take those out and make it a lot more interesting all of a sudden. But Breezy, aware of what's going on, is going to go there. He gets the first, almost gets the second. XWAV able to take him out before he does. There's 2 players left on the side of DePaul, and USA is trying desperately to get their first one. But Chris with the movement up from the connector area is going to end the initial hope for that, or at least make it much more difficult. But Lepizio still exists all the way back towards Fountain. He does have the bomb, so that's going to be an opportunity for USA to just be a little bit more creative about their choices. And right now, both of the DePaul players on the A site are going to give Lepizio an option, but Lepizio completely unaware of where everyone else is on the map. So he's going to have to make some hard choices and frankly some guesses and just hope for the best. The problem is that the door is closed on connector, so if he does for that, he's going to have to open it and potentially give away the sound cue. But I think I think he's okay. He's good. He's going for that smoke. He's going to smoke off heaven. The timing works out well. That's going to give him the bomb site. And we see Chris and Saki already making their position for that retake.
Yeah, indeed. Going to be backing up a little bit, definitely wanting to play more passive as this retake occurs. Nice utility coming out. Deagle shots from Saki trying to get a lot. And Chris going for, revealing the position. Lapizio is it's gonna be known where Lapizio is, and the headshot, and gets him so low, doesn't finish it off, and gives away the position. It's gonna be up to the secondaries to finish this round, and it's a juggle dance, and but Saki finishes it out, but maybe there is, it's all on the line, and
What?
my god, heartbreak.
Are you kidding me?
11
my
rounds now.
I can't believe that. That should have gone in favor of USA. They did such a great job of stalling, and I can't believe that it came down to what must have been less than a fraction of a second difference.
Yeah, that absolute heartbreak for USA. As this CT side, utility coming out immediately. Nice volleys blocking off a couple of positions, even forcing out smokes just to allow these USA players to go to mid and playground. Lapizio starts this off, however, takes out Saki. And okay, our CT side trying to do as many flanks as they can. Doesn't work out in their favor. It is a 4v2 now, and Chris misses the first op shot, gets the second, but it's all on the line here, and gets Lapizio. It suddenly evens us out, as it's going to be a push up to B. And Chris decides to go over to the M4A1S, trying to defend against these players. And if he takes out Crane, there's not going to be, the bomb will be in an open spot, but rotates around, and bomb will be planted on to B.
He hears it, he's already coming back. So Chris, oh man, that's just bad timing. Xboth just crossing at the wrong time. Gonna give Chris that opening, and Chris is just on a friggin' roll right now, on his third kill, looking for his fourth. He's gonna have Squaw on the rotation, but Chris goes down. But unfortunately, just not enough health to withstand the nade directly onto site. So Crane doing his best to put something on the board for USA, but DePaul just feels unstoppable right now.
Yeah, this is a very dominant performance from DePaul. USA giving it their all. Xboth on 9. Lapizio getting a lot of first frags in this game so far. Shouldn't be highlighted any less. But yeah, as we go into round 13, a decent buy from USA, getting as much as they can. Lapizio going on to that AWP, of course, hoping to do well, especially with how well the double ops from DePaul are doing. Nice molly on to connectors, forcing him out. Lapizio, is too fast for Saki. Now Demigod also goes down as well. Suddenly, USA is up 2. I don't even think this has ever happened in this game so far. If they are able to capitalize on maybe one more kill, maybe get a plant down immediately, and they do. Breezy, nice, a beautiful headshot by Lapizio. Opens up A, forces Chris and Squaw to hold onto A. They don't know that no one is on B currently, but this is going to allow the best chance in quite a while. They have 5 against 2, and Crispy's too fast for Squaw. This is looking beautiful for the University of South Alabama. Bomb will be planted. They know, they don't know where Chris is. They were just spraying and praying. But Chris, with this AWP, maybe wants to do something, but suddenly, even though they've been winning every round, DePaul's going down to one player. Their economy isn't going to be the best. Chris gets one. Maybe going to be trying to run out of here. Excuse me, never mind. Going for the AWP in a dream. Does get one in the end, but Soju trades it out, and USA finally win their first map.
A little bit of a curious choice by Chris to stay there, just given the monetary position that the CTs are in, but I'm sure that the logic goes, hey, we're up by 11 rounds, so why not give it a shot and see what you can do. He does manage to take down 2, which is something. And certainly the economy of the USA side is okay. Certainly they have the advantage of only having to, spend $2,700 on 8Ks. So great round from USA. First one on the board, certainly much later than I'm sure that they hoped was the case, but they are going to force DePaul onto an eco. So they're going to try really hard to capitalize on that and get their second round if they can out of this match. Understanding they may not know exactly what they're moving into. Hopefully they'll get a sense there. But we've seen Squash do some pretty crazy and sick stuff with that Deagle, and that M4 is going to be a problem. But Lupizio and Xboth both getting opening kills to trade out for and get some revenge for Jacrispy, who's unfortunately gone. Just he's dead.
Rest in peace to Crispy. But yeah, 4v3 situation, USA looking very strong to take their second map of the round. But oh, Breezy too fast, gets two. Oh, this is terrible. It is all on the fourth. The ace may be happening, especially they're going to be looking at the right area. So where Soju's coming from. Okay, backs away. Oh, if the ace happens, this is going to be tragic. Oh, this is going to be some heartbreak, especially as it does. Oh, Breezy's going in the right spot and gets the ace, and oh, the eco round for DePaul works beautifully, bringing us 13-1 as we enter our last round.
That was just really bad luck for USA. I mean, if they had a 50-50 shot of running into the M4 or not, they went for Fountain where Breezy was, and unfortunately just weren't able to deal with what was happening. I mean, they tried for the double peak and then they went for the single after that, and unfortunately Breezy just really confident and comfortable in his aim and spray control there, just destroying that. And unfortunately, same thing is starting here with Chris and Saki taking out their first squad, taking out the third from the side of it. Only one answer from Crane, but he's already given up his life. Saki taking out Xboth, and that is going to be one player left, and immediately ended by Chris as Lupizio tries to run out tunnels. Unfortunately, not the way the USA, I'm sure, wanted to end this half, but DePaul is up 14-1 and in a very, very comfortable position. So it could be as little as 2 rounds between them and victory.
Yeah, very tragic. Are we going to be seeing the connector play, though? We should call it now, just before it happens.
I guess we're going to see that. I mean, they're moving. Oh, they're going up the stairs. They're going for that ladder. I know they want that ladder. No, only one of them. That's too bad.
Only one of them. No. Oh, 2 of them? 2 of them? Two?
Maybe?
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe? It doesn't matter.
In any case.
Yeah, Lupizio is our first player down for USA. It is going to be an aggressive play towards A. And oh, beautiful play. Breezy just getting so many frags on the board already. Oh, and Chris with 2. Just get traded out, however. Oh my god, that was a brutal first round. The aggression by DePaul just overwhelming for USA. Almost every time they decide to be aggressive, USA just doesn't seem to have an answer for it.
Entirely too true. But we're looking at this in the frame of what can USA do to try to get something on the board. They've obviously forced up here with no other choice. We're seeing DePaul maybe going for that first round strat in the second, but Lupizio is there to answer it. Unfortunately, Xboth and Crane goes down to that, but Lupizio doesn't care. He's going for the third. Maybe can he get a fourth? No. A Demigod able to finally answer and shut that down. Jacrispy and Soju, the 2 remaining players on USA. They're in con, but just around the smoke. Squaw finds them. That's the end of Soju, and 1 player left. And to all the hopes and dreams of USA rest on the shoulders of one Jacrispy boy.
Chicken deep fried. Man, we believe in you. Please fry this team. Doesn't have a molly, which kind of makes me a little sad. They seem, DePaul does seem to be shooting each other. A little bit of a love tap. Maybe will allow actually Jacrispy with the scout to get some damage off. Holding the wrong angle, sadly. And,
oh no!
He's going back towar's A. Oh, this is.
You didn't hear the smoke?
Yeah, I don't think he heard the smoke. Man. And oh, this is gonna be brutal. Oh, but a demigod with the half HP gonna be going down immediately. But sadly, Gua with the great headshot gonna be finishing out this series, and DePaul winning overpass in a dominant 16-1.
The biggest map differential that we've seen in a while, and unfortunately for USA, that's going to put them in a more disadvantaged position as they're trying to fight for that midfield, as we've been talking about all night. They did put up a big battle, but DePaul is, where they are for a reason. And with that, DePaul is actually going to move ahead of Marquette in the standings, which is a big big deal in terms of how they're thinking about seedings and groups and all that kind of stuff. Because we're going to end up with nationals being a group stage. Who actually is 1-2 is going to make a huge difference, because that's going to mean that one of those teams is not going to have to fight the other top 3 team. So there's a lot on the line here, and certainly a lot of opportunities to see some great counter strikes. Still, we've got the rest of this evening is now over. We are going to send it to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to see a Kripsky from the side of DePaul. Congratulate them on their win, hear a little bit about the background, and we'll talk about what comes tomorrow and into next week. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
right, everyone. Welcome back to the EGFC Season 3, brought to you by Intel. We just saw DePaul, in quite convincing fashion, beat the University of South Alabama 2-0 with a 16-1 on overpass. I'm Zohan, joined by Viking, and of course, joining us is Saki for DePaul University. Saki, how does it feel to win 16-1? Like, I think our first 16-1 in quite a while.
Feels pretty good. I mean, we kind of just ran it down, and we won some rounds that honestly we didn't expect to win, like a couple 2v4s. And I don't know, my teammates just played well and communicated well and took the dub.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like in quite a few of those rounds, especially when we were talking about like those fractions of a microsecond between a defusal and a loss, that it certainly seemed to fall in your favor. As you were thinking about USA, obviously they're a midfield team. We talk a lot about, you Marquette and Colorado being sort of the top dominating crew. Were you thinking about any particular prep or anything that you were trying to be aware of as USA was coming into these two maps?
Um, I think I don't know. We haven't practiced a lot, but I think just individually, like raw skill wise, our roster is has some good players on it, and I don't know, like as opposed to their team, like their ranks didn't exactly match up with ours, so you know.
Certainly. Yeah. I mean, that is kind of one of the pros and cons of the size of the league that we're running. You run into a lot of interesting matchups, we'll say, in that front. And speaking of matchups, as I mentioned, Marquette and Colorado are those top three. You're continuously battling for that. You infamously are the ones that have taken the maps off of Colorado so far out of the entire season. With this victory, that's going to move you into second place. So how does it feel to, one, be ahead of Marquette, but two, as you're thinking about the last 2 weeks of competition, how are you thinking about the prep to make sure that you stay in that position? Or maybe, given that there's only a few rounds or a few maps that separate you from Colorado, maybe even vying for first place?
Yeah, I think just there's a couple maps that we kind of need to touch on a little bit, and I think coordinate ourselves a bit better, because some of these teams, obviously, one team will be like, call flash here, they'll do it, or stuff like that. Just the little things to be team players, I think. And then if we do that, I think we'll be one of the best.
Certainly is true so far. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Well, great. Well, Seki, as we close it out, who do you want to shout out? Could be your teammates, could be a teacher who gave you time off, could be your family even.
Obviously my teammates, my family, and my friend who flew in from Boston this morning, who's staying with me. Shout out to him as well, because he supported me as we were playing the match.
Well, great. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming in for the interview.
Thank you, guys.
All right, everyone. That has been it for us this week. And remember, start not this week, at least today. Remember to come back tomorrow as we have League of Legends on official EGF and Big East Esports starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. I was going to say 1 p. I don't know what I was going to say. 1 p.m. Eastern. Time zones are weird now. And yeah, remember that we are also having a late match on the official EGF channel. So make sure to watch that. And Tyler, any final messages?
Really excited. Love how all the teams performed tonight. Very exciting to see a lot of these battles playing out into their final stages. And I can't wait to come back next week and talk about week 16, which for a lot of teams is going to be the conclusion of the regular season. It has been an incredibly long journey for all of these teams, starting all the way back in October of last year. So it's been very cool to see how everyone's progressed over the course of the season. It's been a pleasure to work with everyone, yourself, Time to Light behind the camera on the production side. And now I'm really excited to go eat some tacos. So for everyone, again, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for some of that League of Legends. And thank you so much for casting with me, Zohan. And to everybody else, good night. We'll see you soon.